And then the one thing they can't debate is black genocide. Like I said, I see all these people without even looking, who are mainly really articulate, smart black people, all over YouTube and stuff, just laying everything out that Reverend Childress says, Margaret Sanger, the whole fact. And they say, the litmus test is, I don't want to hear about, you know, somebody being racist to me or this or that when it's some nebulous deal. How about this in the Democratic Party? And they don't know how to deal with it. So Reverend Childress, you've got a lot to say in the limited time we have. A snapshot then of where you think the world is today. And I agree. You can see their full power of this global system with the China one-child policy and the thing to genocide Africa and genocide the third world, and they're trying to genocide Eastern Europe. They just are trying to knock everybody out. Soros is behind it. But I think humanity is awakening, and I think that's what scares them.
Absolutely. And let me just say to your listeners, black genocide is the key to overturning the ideology of this leftist liberalism, Marxism, socialism that is coming to America, because they need the African-American community to continually to support and sell out to this and be almost like as if the face of it, because they need this to be able to perpetuate this throughout the world. Genocide, it's basically social engineering. That's the way they want to move, and that's the way they want to unquestionably continue.
Every Hollywood movie, every show is whites are killing you, whites are out to get you, except where the real racist globalist whites are actually killing you.
And let it be known, white supremacy is so clearly seen in the abortion industry. Now, Margaret Sanger was a white supremacist. I dare anybody in this country to take me on that, to have a simple debate. If you're going to break down...
She wasn't just a supremacist. She said we got to pull up the black weeds.
Exactly.
She was a genocidalist.
She collaborated with the Nazis in Germany, and unquestionably, and you know, most of our college students don't know this. When I'm traveling and I'm on college campuses, they have no idea of this. There has to be a grassroots. It will totally tip the scale, because there's one thing, this generation that's in school and college students right now, they don't want to be racist in any way, form, or fashion. They're so afraid of the word racist. But here it is, without question. This woman was clearly a white supremacist. So why won't you demand her bust to be taken out of the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C.? Why don't you demand the streets named after her, like in New York City, for that street to be renamed? Well, let's call it for what it is, because right now, white males that show any sort of indifference towards African Americans and minorities are immediately called white supremacists. White supremacists. We're down with white supremacy. You're a liar. Until Margaret Sanger comes down, I won't even hear you. I won't even recognize you. You're hypocritical. You're blatantly deceitful. Margaret Sanger was a white supremacist. I want her out of our Smithsonian. I want her out of the public square. She stood for hatred.
Well, like you said, Hitler wrote public letters and said that she was his Bible, and they wrote each other letters. I mean, this is insane.
Absolutely. And so let's have the discussion. But guess what? They don't want that discussion.
Time Magazine's had her, Woman of the Year twice, even like a decade ago. They should apologize, but they won't.
We got to make them. Listen, I'm getting around. Resources are what they should be. But I am going to confront all of them publicly with our signage. We're going to be out in front. We want an apology. Why would you ever endorse and propagate this woman's work and her doctrinal beliefs? How can you ever hold her in high esteem? Why is she over the top 100 influential people in the country? Now, she was, but not in the vein that you're saying. She was a brilliant strategist. She was evil. So here we are. We want to call it for what it is.
And of course, you know who funded her? The Rockefellers, they found her, and they funded the Cold Springs Harbor that taught the Kaiser Wilhelm Institute everything. I mean, this is just a fact. The Rockefellers and Sanger basically created Hitler.
Yes. And we need to, first of all, get it. Everybody is talking about they want their rights. They want basically equality. They want diversity. Okay, they didn't. Margaret Sanger didn't. She wanted them to be eliminated. Hitler got his ideas for concentration camps from her. So we got to understand that we have the goods now. They are teetering. Please do not draw back. They are being tipped over at this point politically.
And by the way, I've been interviewing you for probably 16, 17 years. I never heard you so positive. But I think you're right. I think that's why they're so panicked, is because this is all coming out.
It's coming out. They know this is pivotal, because it basically would stay. They would never back out of it. That they supported this. That it's a part of their platform. Okay, it's a part of their means of global control. And
like you said, then they cover it up, claiming they want to make everybody friendly when they're getting just average folks to fight with each other, so they can come in with their whole agenda to be in charge.
And that's never been new, by the way. We need to recognize that. So what is happening, I think, is awesome. Trump is keeping his promises. We have to understand that we have a boss site construction foreman as a president, and that's refreshing. He's not going to come forth as a presidential etiquette that everybody wants, but guess what? He gets the job done. If they give him just a smaller percentage of the support that they gave Barack Obama, if you can imagine where we would be if the media supported Trump. Oh my God.
It'd be totally turned around.
Oh my Lord. So he's done this against insurmountable odds, to be quite honest with you. I did not think he would survive with all the factions against him. I was shocked at the depth of corruption and deception.
Well, I think it's people like you praying for him.
There's no doubt about that. I have proof. I shut my church down for 2 days, Alex, to God. 2 days before the election, the Lord said to me, he will win, but you have to pray that they don't take it from him.